Bills-Chiefs. This has really worked out perfectly for me.
Let's go!
Last year's game was amazing. It had everything. Well, except defense. Okay, I know the Eagles and Cowboys are playing. Joe Burrow is back in New Orleans, and the Giants can somehow be 5-1 if they beat the Ravens. But we are talking about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen here, you guys. Game Debut presented by Mercedes-Benz starts now. You have my attention for the next hour, but if you even think about calling me on Sunday, I promise you we are no longer friends.
Welcome to Game Debut. I am Rachel Bonetta. I have returned finally to my throne. Greg Rosenthal, Cynthia Freeland. I almost forgot your name. I've been gone for so long. And Patrick Claybon. How did you guys make it without me? Come on, tell me how.
It was a
how
struggle.
Terrible it was.
It's a burden to have to sit in that chair and intimate Rachel Bonetta. It cannot be done. Glad you're back.
Well, it wasn't as fun. It felt like we were missing a limb or something, and no one likes that.
Oh, that's so nice. I will pay you guys your money after the show. I miss being here. I miss talking about football, so let's get right into it. But first, actually, let's look at how we are doing in the picks. I tried to avoid this. I did Patrick Claybon cleaning up.
I feel like we haven't seen this in a month.
Yes, coming in off the bench, crushing these picks so far. Greg and Cynthia just a couple behind. And then you got me. And you know what? I am at the bottom. I am last. But, guys, I am above 500, which might not seem like a big deal. But it is the first time all year. So let's go. How about a round of applause?
Yes.
Yes, you deserve it.
Nothing like low expectations.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Okay, while we are living in the past here, let's go back to January, shall we? Bills, Chiefs. Best game ever. 25 points in the final 2 minutes. Like, that is insane to say out loud. Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns. I wish it never ended, but it's time for the sequel, which usually sucks. So don't let us down this time, Hollywood. Guys, this game, Bills are a 2.5-point favorite. The Chiefs, underdogs at home? Who decided that? Greg, what do you like?
I know it doesn't feel right that Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. He's nobody's underdog. And yet I'm taking the Bills in this game 30-27. When I thought about that last game, really the last 2 games that these 2 teams have played, I thought about the pass rush that the Bills didn't have in the AFC Championship. It was the defense that sent Sean McDermott in this Bills defense home. They brought in Von Miller, and that's changed their defense, I think, as much as any defense in the league. They were already good. Now they're great, but the other guys around them have stepped up. They're healthier. Ed Oliver is back. Jordan Phillips is expected to play this week. Greg Rousseau has been awesome. And to me, when you look at the Chiefs and what they did against the Raiders on Monday night, not protecting Mahomes in the first half, I don't think they'll protect him. I think that's the difference in me.
Wait, so what happened to Mahomes in that game on Monday night?
They won that game 30-29, but he got sacked a lot in the first half against Max Crosby.
And then what happened?
And then he came back and won.
And then
against the 1-3 Raiders.
Travis.
I'm not, look, this one is as close as they come in my model. It's like 51.7% or something crazy like that. But it does give Patrick Mahomes first time ever as a home dog. I don't even understand that. 27-26. Now look at this matchup. It's those Travis Kelce new looks that are really what's changing things. Shorter passes, new alignments. We've seen him literally be in different spots every single game, and they're different looks. I love Leslie Frazier. I think he's a genius when it comes to scheming for Patrick Mahomes in particular. But holy smokes, I think that one's going to be a little bit hard because Andy Reid, also a genius, and Travis Kelce, also really impactful.
Also very talented at
like you're directing this directly at me, and I don't like it.
She is yelling at you and pointing at you. I know you guys are seeing footage,
but I got off my Chiefs pick. I flipped it at the last second.
She's bullying.
It worked.
I'm a bully, for sure.
She got
That's actually how I'm known. You know? People really think
Cynthia, the big bully on campus here.
We'll have bruises. I do think that the Chiefs will score points. In fact, the Kansas City Chiefs, since Patrick Mahomes arrived, when they play the #1 scoring defense, which the Bills have, they score 31 points.
No!
Oh my gosh.
I also believe the Buffalo Bills will score more points than that. That's why I have the Buffalo Bills winning this one 34-31. And I'm just looking at this Chiefs defense and the struggles that they've had against some number one wide receivers. And they got two pretty good ones that they're playing against. It wasn't too long ago when Devontae Adams had 124 yards and 2 scores. We go back a few weeks. Mike Evans had 8 catches, 103 yards and 2 scores. Michael Pittman Jr. had 72 yards, and they only threw for 200 yards to the Colts in that game. It's been tough for them to stop number one wideouts. I'm glad Harrison Butker's back. I'm glad that the Chiefs are good. I just don't think they're as good as Buffalo right now. They lose by a field goal.
I agree. I'm going Bills as well.
Yeah.
And Sin, I did have a 1-point game earlier. I think I had 31-30 or something like that. But I decided to change it. And, you know, I had all of these beautiful points about defense and how the Bills' defense is credible. And Patrick just deflated that balloon. But you know what? I'm going to talk about it anyways. Listen to this, okay? The Bills' defense, second in total defense, first in scoring, second in rushing, fourth in passing, first in turnovers. We get these incredible research packets. They're like 100 pages long. And every single front page of each game, you have these color-coded numbers. And if they're green, that means the team's very good. Bills across the board in defense, every single thing is just green. Everywhere.
How come you're not picking on them, Cynthia, like you did with me? You're all by yourself. This is a prime number here.
I get Patrick. Well, listen, I don't need to pick on anyone because I'm a prime number with Patrick Mahomes at home.
Yeah,
so,
it's not bad.
I mean, I don't even need to speak about that.
complain.
Like, it is what it is.
Okay, let's play a little this guy or that guy, shall we? Sin, they both threw for 3 touchdowns in the playoff game. Who does it on Sunday?
I'm going to be honest with you. If there were ever a time to take both, it is right now in this matchup. Why? Well, the Chiefs secondary, and I am a little worried about this, on deep passes like the one you're watching right now, they have a really not so great number. Now, and the same thing, Tre'Davious White, he didn't come back yet. You talked about all those people that are returning. So they're missing some pieces in their secondary for both, and that's where both are susceptible. So why not take the guys who like to throw for touchdowns? Yes, I'm in. 3 for both. Why not?
I love it. I love the chaos. Okay, obviously this game is going to be very exciting, but guess what? We have another very, very exciting game to talk about. If Cooper Rush throws 3 touchdowns against the Eagles on Sunday night, the Jerry Jones quotes are going to be electric.
Lamb, caught in one hand, touchdown. It is intercepted. Intercepted.
The big boys are now starting to impose their will.
Sanders in for the touchdown. Leaping catch. Noah Brown flushed out, runs, sack. Yes, it is a touchdown to A.J. Brown. Pollard with a house call. Eagles pick it off. Cowboys win. Never a doubt. The Eagles are going to be 5-0.
Oh, he wants that quarterback controversy. Okay, Sunday Night Football. The Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. Cynthia, do the Cowboys cover this number?
They do. I think it's 23-21. They don't win.
Okay.
But the Eagles win, but just by 2 points. I think this is one that I'm really monitoring to see what's going on in these injury reports. I want to know, like, how healthy exactly Micah Parsons is. Is he totally okay? These are things that really matter in this matchup. When I'm looking at this, what Cooper Rush has done so well is play smart football. He's the only qualified quarterback to not turn the ball over yet, and that's what's driving such a great turnover differential for this team. He's letting that great defense win for him. So if he can't do that as successfully, it's going to be a problem. So right now, 23-21. I do think this is an interesting point in that whole, like, are the Eagles going to be 17-0, things like that. Like these interesting, this is an inflection point for that.
They keep winning, the pressure builds.
Right. It's a little early for that, but their schedule the next 4 weeks is easy. And I think they do win this game. I think they win it 24-20. I think it's close.
It's only 4.
But Jalen Hurts has been making such big plays. He's developed as a passer. When you look at last week's game against Arizona, I know it was close, but what you saw from Jalen Hurts on 3rd and long situations, this is him making plays as a passer, rolling out, throwing across his body on 3rd and 13. These are the types of plays that everyone kind of told us before the season, but what about when they get in 3rd and long? What if they're not leading? That's all arm strength. That's under pressure. Then you flip to the 4th quarter. Heavy blitz scenario, 3rd and 11. They come after him. They hit him. He knows what to do before the snap. And he gets Goddard, who's been incredible this year, by the way. And so to me, Jalen Hurts has taken a next step in terms of his pocket passing, in terms of his playmaking. Cooper Rush is no Jalen Hurts. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone would think Cooper Rush is
No,
Jalen Hurts.
I mean, plus you gave me some information on Cooper Rush before about his high school team. Cynthia's got some inside info.
Well,
He went to a school near mine.
There's the
Growing up.
QB win community, and they feel great
Yes.
about Cooper Rush. The only thing I disagree with you guys about this game is I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to crest 20 points. I see the Eagles winning this game 24-13 because it's time to have that Cooper Rush discussion. I know quarterback wins are a thing, but Cooper Rush is yet to throw for 250 yards in a single game this season. And in terms of the way things break down, the only team to get pressure with 4 guys and get sacks with 4 guys the only other team than Dallas that's got more than 12 is the Philadelphia Eagles right now. And Cooper Rush is only completing 55% of his passes, yet less than 6 yards an attempt when the opponent doesn't blitz.
Okay,
I don't think that the Eagles will have to blitz, and I just don't see Dallas even getting to 20 in this game.
Wow. Okay, so no quarterback controversy for Jerry Jones then, huh?
Or any
I like that
rational
you're
person.
pushing that. I like that Rachel wants it. I like that Rachel wants it.
It can end nice.
Of course I want it. I want the chaos.
Fun.
I want the fun clips to watch on Twitter. The Kelsey brothers have a new podcast. I don't know if you guys have seen these clips. Yes, it's very good. And the two brothers were arguing about who deserves the Sunday night slot. And honestly, both of them. I feel like they are so equal in how much fun they're going to be. And that's what I want to talk about. I'm taking the Eagles because right now they are having the most fun. I've got them beating the Cowboys 24-21. They've got the Batman thing happening. They just look like they are having a blast. Like I said, as they keep on winning, that pressure to have the flawless record is going to mount. But I like the Eagles. I really just want this to happen.
Immaculate vibes.
Immaculate vibes. Just good vibes all around. Okay, NFL Plus is the league's new exclusive video streaming subscription service. NFL Plus has your game day covered with live, local, and primetime regular season and postseason games right on your phone or tablet. NFL Plus is available in the NFL app. And at NFL.com, subscription plans start at just $4.99 a month, and fans can visit plus.nfl.com and sign up for a free trial of NFL Plus today. Okay, Ravens Giants is on the other side of this break. Not going to brag, but I met Brian Dable. Hell of a handshake. Hell of a handshake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you see
really
him dance?
solid.
I love his dancing.
Very strong. Dancing strong.
Dancing's the best.
Can't wait for this game. Don't go anywhere.
Fully healthy Saquon Barkley looking to reestablish himself.
My mindset is to go out there week 1 and be Saquon Barkley.
Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed. The big play is back. Saquon Barkley on the run. Hands is left into the end zone. Touchdown Giants. Saquon Barkley. Shovel pass for Barkley. Barkley in for the 2-point conversion. The Giants have the lead, and the Giants have won.
Move.
It's time for Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes-Benz. The Giants are 4-1 against the spread this year. They are 6-point dogs against Baltimore. Sin, who do you like in this one?
I have a 5-point win for Baltimore, so Giants keeping it closer. I love what the Giants have done here, but I want to point out that although this Lamar Jackson blitzing thing is confounding for me. It started off the season being very strong in it, and now it's sort of dwindled. And then when I look to see, this is the team, the Ravens, they blitz the second most often. And it's going to be interesting. Sorry, the Giants blitz second most often. You know why? They have Wink there. Wink's doing all the orchestrating of that. He's very familiar with Lamar Jackson. So
sure.
I'm curious to see if the blitz trend that we've seen will hold from the beginning of the season or what we've seen for the past 2 games, whereas the efficiency against that blitz has not been the same. So I'm curious who we're going to see here. Good against pressure? Not so good? What is it?
I guess I'm saying good because we're kind of two sides of the same coin. I'm on the other side. I mean, Lamar Jackson's numbers overall this year against the blitz have been great. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, I think 8.4 yards per attempt. That's top 5. And there's this whole idea that, like, Wink Martindale, he's seen Lamar Jackson
Come on,
in
he's got to know
practice.
some stuff.
Okay, but they know
He's
that
gonna
about
know-
Wink Martindale. They know the most about Wink Martindale. You know what they did? They told him, you're not allowed back in the building. Bye. And I know he's a great defensive coordinator. I'm just saying
Doesn't that make him mad, though?
I'm saying it
Revenge.
goes both ways, and it comes down to.
Revenge.
I get it. It comes down to talent, though, and to me, the Ravens are more talented. I'm a little worried, though, Rashad Bateman's not going to be active for this game. He is officially out, and that limits them. But the running game has been better for the Ravens the last couple of weeks.
And Mark Andrews is still there, so
He's
That's
the most
still
important.
the straw.
And it was all Mark Andrews, everything. You know, this guy's been in the league for a few years now. People have seen a lot of him. There was discussion in Baltimore about whether or not he should be brought back. I'm talking about Wink Martindale. I'm not talking about Lamar Jackson.
Wink taking some straight.
Yeah, I was saying Wink is good. You two
He is great. He is great.
Yep, not it.
He's
Not me,
spectacular.
Wink. If you're in the building still watching, wasn't me.
But there's been so much figured him out conversation about the other guy. I think it's fair to have it about the defensive coordinator that, as Greg mentioned, Greg waved emphatically, by the way, when he said bye-bye. That's what Baltimore
And threw his head back and went,
did to Wink. But I think they will blitz Lamar. And as Cynthia mentioned, the season-long trends of Lamar against the blitz are almost exactly the same as Lamar's 2019 season when he won the MVP. In fact, his passer rating against the blitz is 117. It was 117 back then. So there's a trend. I think we get some deep shots, some deep opportunity for Devin Duvernay. It's a blowout. For me. I've got Baltimore winning 31-13.
oh my gosh. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm going to take the
Like it.
Giants. I'm taking the upset here over the Ravens just by one. Okay, I'm not fully confident. Let's not get crazy. I don't think it really matters what Wink knows and what they know about Wink because the Ravens don't really know how to close. Listen to this. The Ravens are 3-2 despite trailing for only 11 minutes and 15 seconds in 2022. That is an insane number. What? What
Was
do you?
that O Canada?
You guys both made
I
like
love
a
that.
little.
I thought I heard O Canada.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have two versions of Canada.
I thought I was hearing O Canada. That's why I was like, wait.
Thank you.
What?
I'm going Giants, okay? And like I said, Brian Dable, hell of a handshake, okay? He's got some power behind that.
I'm a big fan. He's hilarious.
I'm a huge fan.
He's
I
I
hilarious.
love
love
that,
blowing out the budget that we did to get such a great singer from Canada. It's just beautiful.
Just watch it was me, actually. They're just paying me to sing in the background. Okay, I have been gone for a couple weeks, so someone needs to catch me up. Is Greg still
Yes.
all in on Geno Smith?
He better be.
There's a question.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Geno keeps moving. Geno throws, reaching up, making a catch. Let's go! What a beautiful pass. Geno Smith, an absolutely perfect pass, playing like a magician.
Entire nation, sure.
You guys just missed them ridiculing me for being from Canada.
No, we love
Naming Canadians.
That's fine.
Canadians.
What do you say it when you're on camera, huh? Greg, let's get your pick here. Cardinals favored by 2.5. Talk about Geno. We all know it's
Okay,
coming.
I will, because we actually
wrote me
haven't
off.
that
I
much
ain't
on
right
this
back,
show,
though.
and yet I'm picking the Cardinals in this game. I just got to get that part out of the way. But let's get to the Geno part of it all,
Let's
because I
go.
want to show you what he's been doing the last few weeks when he's on the run. Like, I didn't know Geno Smith kind of had this playmaking gene in his bag, where he just feels very comfortable moving in the pocket. This throw to DK Metcalf was great. He had another throw where he's running all the way to the left. He doesn't care if there's double coverage there. Geno Smith is basically right there with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Like, those are the three totems of quarterback excellence in the NFL. Look at that throw to the left. That's the one I
Nice.
didn't even know was in his bag. And yet they're 2-3. Can you help us out, Pete Carroll? They're basically 31st or dead last in every single defensive category. So if Geno's playing at this level and they're still losing games, it's kind of hard to pick the Seahawks. So I'm taking the Cardinals. It just feels bad.
I
33
think you
to
should
30.
take the Seahawks. But.
Yeah, 33-30, a lot of points.
Okay, so
Close game.
27-25 in favor of the Cardinals, but I have some really cool stat on Tyler Lockett to go with yours because I wasn't sure we were going with Geno, but I knew it was going to be good. Tyler Lockett has adjusted his speed more than any other highly targeted wide receiver, meaning of the guys who you think of, the guys who you'd play in fantasy, he has changed his speed on his routes more this
that is
season
cool.
than ever before. So I just had to get that stat out there.
Great stat.
Right? He's adjusting to the routes. He's helping Geno.
He is helping Geno.
I mean,
He's making him look good.
Geno has two amazing receivers. It annoys me that, like, for the 8th straight year, we say Tyler Lockett's underrated. At some point, he should just stop being underrated.
Did I say
right?
he was underrated?
No, not you.
Okay, I was
I'm
like,
just
I
saying,
just said I had a
it's
cool
like
stat on
every
him.
week, it's like, this guy's underrated. Like, you should rate him properly.
I love that, Tim.
I think he's rated. I was just
Okay,
showing what's
good.
Yeah.
You know,
We got to get at the official raters. We have to find out who's doing the actual rating. I am going to say that I believe in Geno more than Greg because I'm taking the Seahawks.
Let's go.
Yes.
This doesn't feel right.
I do like the opportunity for Kenneth Walker, who's actually, in terms of breaking tackles per carry, in the top 2 in the league. And we finally get to see Kenneth Walker. Hope Rashad Penny makes a full recovery. But I believe in this Seahawks ground game, even against the top 5 rushing defense, the problem that I see for Arizona is they are dead last in the NFL in sacks. And as Greg pointed out in those Geno highlights, if Geno has clean feet, it's dimes everywhere. The dude's crushing. I cannot pick against Geno Smith.
Can we get you to change?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm
I feel
going-
weird.
I'm
I
going
didn't
Seahawks.
put 30 points on the board.
I have the exact same score as Patrick as well, 31-30.
Whoa.
We're feeling really confident about this game. Listen, I know the Seahawks defense is playing really bad. I think the last 2 games, Lions and Saints, they put up 84 points. But guess what? Geno and that offense put 80 points up. So let's go. They can fight back.
I think I'm turning into a Seahawks fan, and I'm like feeling their pain. And it's like they're
love
putting
that
up
for you.
32 on the Saints. That's not worth the win. They put up 40. They need 48 to beat your Lions. It's just like a little much.
How much time do we have left in this show? I feel
Sorry.
like we could change this pick. Let's check back in. We'll
Yeah, we're gonna
discuss
get
on the
Greg.
commercial break coming up, and we'll check back in at the end of the show, see if we can change Greg's mind. All right, on the other side of the break, we are talking Chargers Broncos on Monday Night Football. Man, Broncos getting a lot of primetime games. Ooh, all right, we're going to talk about this game and more coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Good for people who want to sleep early.
That's where we should put the other one, the Bills and the.
Oh, yeah, that's right. NFL Knockout presented by Caesars Sportsbook is a free-to-play game on NFL.com. Win an exclusive VIP trip to experience the 2023 Pro Bowl, the 2023 NFL Draft, or Super Bowl 57 weekly. Answer 10 questions about Sunday's games and top the leaderboard to win a trip of a lifetime. Visit NFL.com/knockout to sign up, play, and win. Eagle City over there.
Yeah, have a good time.
What's happening?
There was this other one before with this one woman who was just absolutely hilarious. I don't know where she
living
went,
it up.
but I loved that fan.
Okay, good news for the Broncos. They have had a ton of time since that Thursday night, a disaster to figure things out. 4.5-point dogs against the Chargers. Greg, who do you like in this one?
I love the Broncos to keep this close. I have the Chargers winning 19-17, but I feel stronger that the Broncos will either keep it close or win, and that the score will be very low than anything else, because the Broncos defense is getting it done. This was the whole idea of bringing Russell Wilson to Denver, is like, oh, it's actually a good team. There's good skill position players, and the defense balls out. Patrick Surtain is one of, if not the best cornerbacks in the league. They're probably getting Justin Simmons back this week. They're all pro safety. Their pass rush has been getting pressure at a top 5 rate. Draymond Jones, all these guys. Bradley Chubb's playing great. So the Chargers offense has problems, and we know the Broncos offense has problems, but I'm sick of talking about that. So I think it's going to be another low-scoring primetime Broncos game that's close.
I'm a little bit more optimistic than you. I have kind of the same theory, right? 26-22. The Chargers win this one for me. But I was looking to see how the Chargers have adapted since losing Rashawn Slater, their left tackle. No longer there. He's gone for the season, which is unfortunate. But Austin Eckler and the short passes, the way that Justin Herbert's been able to adapt and really rely on that, lean on that, especially creating touchdowns. I mean, Austin Eckler's just crushing in the red area so far. So I think those are going to be a really big key for all the reasons that you just talked about. This is a defense that you have to respect in so many different ways. Keenan Allen, I don't know what's going on there. It seems like it's a lot of injury. Like, it's just not going to be a good thing.
I never see any open receivers when I watch the Chargers. That bothers me.
Well, if Keenan Allen were there, you would probably see more openness, because it would be a lot harder to defend both Keenan and Mike Williams than it would be if there weren't, right? So I just respect this defense a ton, but I think Austin Eckler is kind of the safety valve.
Yeah, he's really what made it go. The sole reason that they beat the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion. I also have the Chargers winning this game. I am with Greg in that it's going to be a low-scoring affair, but it's not going to be what it was for this Broncos offense in the past few weeks. I feel Russell Wilson getting better. I know that injection he got in the shoulder makes me feel more confident, but the problem is this Chargers pass rush, especially Khalil Mack, who has had a solid, sneakily solid start to the season, where I think he creates problems for Russ when he is actually going to get a chance to finally start doing his Russ thing. Here comes the Chargers pass rush, and it's going to highlight its its ability to get to the quarterback in this particular week. So I got the Chargers in a low scoring.
Is Russ ever going to start doing the
Right, I
Russ
know
thing?
Clayvon's saying that he's going to get back. He has him scoring 16 points.
Well, just not this week.
I just don't think it's this week either. I am taking the Chargers as well, 27-21. On top of him, like maybe being a little banged up and all of that stuff, and I know we got to give credit where credit's due to the Broncos defense. I don't think that there's a more scrutinized player in the NFL right now than Russell Wilson. And by way, the Broncos.
I think it's gone too far.
It's just so intense. And I don't know why. I get he's a little quirky. Let's ride. And then the Subway commercial, who could forget?
You did a good job.
The fact that he's been in primetime so much, I think, is part of it.
But that's on top of it. Yeah. And this is another primetime game. He knows so many people are going to be watching. Like, if I were out, I'd just be like, oh, again? Like, let me just do my thing in normal time, not prime time. I'm going Chargers.
They have had a long time, though, at least. They have had, from Thursday to Sunday, it's like a baby bye, sort of, right? So you've had a lot more days to get healthier, a lot more days to kind of find your flow. Maybe they changed practice schedules. I'm sure they don't have the same as a regular week. So maybe that'll...
Yeah.
And we all have within one score. Like, we're a
It's not
KJ
like
Hamler
great.
bomb
That's
away
true.
from the Broncos winning
That's
this
true. It could happen.
KJ, hopefully he's in a better mood.
I think we can all agree that sweeps are boring. It's kind of boring when we're all on the same page. So let's check in on where we are at when we go solo.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we need to show this. This is what happens when we go solo on a pick. Greg crushing it at 4-2.
Yeah.
Straybon right at 500. Sin and I
Not so much. We're exactly the same percentage.
not doing so hot. But there's still time. At least you know what? You know what I see?
I've never come in first in the actual picks. This is my goal. Greg needs to come in first.
You know
That's
what
all
I see,
care about.
guys, under my number?
What is that?
6. 6 times I've stuck my neck out, just trying to really make a difference in the world. Okay? And you guys, just not
Wait,
brave.
Doing
Hold
it
on.
for the show.
No,
It's
no,
better
no,
for
Brady.
the
You
show.
did
You did it 8
cumulative, though,
times.
Rachel.
You did it 8 times. Wait, I think you did it 8.
You're right.
You did
You're
it
right.
8 times,
You don't know
right?
how
better for the
you don't
show.
know
You
how to
won
count
2 and you lose.
better than I do.
Better. It means you did it 8 times.
And it means there's
Did you
no
guys all
meme
do it
alert,
the
and
same
so we
as
don't
that
get
way?
the.
Well, you also
We don't
left
get
us
the
for 2
time.
weeks, so maybe you didn't.
Okay, we've got another Just Greg this week. Opportunity for you to come down with the rest of us. You
See,
like
this
the
is
Patriots?
This is what I'm saying here. I'm saving the
I
rest
hate
of the show. There's no meme alert. It's a Just Greg. The Patriots are winning this game. I feel great about it, too. We don't know if Mac Jones is playing. Doesn't matter because Ramondre Stevenson is 24-23 Browns. This Browns run defense is soft. They can't tackle. They're confused. They'll put 8 men in the box, and other teams still run through them. Now they got to go against the Patriots, who have been really good with their power running scheme. I love Ramondre Stevenson. He's a 3-down back. The Browns are always confused. They lead the league in like, oh, wait, what happened there? How come I thought you had him? And then Jadeveon Clowney's out this week. Denzel Ward. This is a nice little Just Greg. I'm glad to be on this one.
I don't hate it.
Just Greg.
It's not like my score's super lopsided. It looks like all of us
Very
are within
close.
3 points.
It's kind of us. Yeah, everyone's kind of in the same. Wait, why did Greg get the spotlight in this one? We all have it very close. Okay, Sin, Jags Colts. Jags won 24-0 in week 2, but you like the Colts at home, breaking this weird little curse that's happening. I don't know.
Yeah, they're an interesting team, 22-21, but Jonathan Taylor is probably going to be something that, look, I don't know if he's 100% anything, right? I would love to have some little meter that would tell me just how injured everyone was so I could at least put it into the model a little bit more accurately.
Quantifiable.
At least self-rating maybe? Like, are you a 7 out of 10, sir? Like, please help me out here. But I think that will be a difference. We've seen a lot of interesting results from the Jags. They have a great game plan, but we have seen some also not so great things as well. So it's not like it's not like I'm saying that they're going to upset one of the, 3 best teams in the league. These division games are really toss-ups.
Okay, well, we've hit on a couple sweeps already. Big old meme alert opportunity right here. Get your cameras out, get your screen grabs. We're all taking the Niners, the Packers, the Vikings.
Some of these are close, though.
The Bengals, the Rams, and the Bucks this week. Although I do like the Saints and the Jets.
Right. No respect for Andy Dalton. I know they're going to be short a couple wide receivers, but that's Saints win at home.
I even think,
That's how people take it, though. They're like, you hate all of these
hate
teams.
us.
Yeah, you've never chosen our team. Wrong.
Cynthia hates the Giants. She never picks them. What are you
Cynthia's
talking about?
a huge bully at NFL Network.
Dolphins
I've heard it on
fans are
Gameday.
coming
Greg
after
has
us.
bruises.
All right, Bills, Chiefs props on the other side of this break. Patrick Mahomes going over his passing yards. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads the league in rushing yards?
Let's do the math. Siri, you asked. Here's the answer. Nick Chubb, way out in front, but Saquon is bowling. What do you think about him against the Ravens defense this week?
I think some people looked at the injury report earlier the week and were a little bit worried, but I'm definitely not worried about Saquon in this matchup. I think it's going to be a heavy workload of Saquon. They've been using him so expertly. Brian Daboll has been crushing this. We have to give a lot of credit to this offense for finding ways to make sure that he still works, meaning they get just enough push out of that O-line so that he can get those yards after the contact happens by getting the head of steam before the contact happens.
There you go.
So they've done great job with their blocking schemes this season. Maybe their O-line is the best for the quarterback, but it's great for Saquon.
Okay, I love that. It is time for More or Less. And we're doing some props this week. This is a nice little change up. This is fun. Okay, Greg, let's talk more about the Bills and Chiefs because this opportunity may not come again this year, which makes me so sad. Patrick Mahomes, more or less than 297.5 yards passing.
I think he gets more, and I think we get this game again in the playoffs
Let's
in the AFC Championship. I hate picking against Patrick Mahomes at home. I've never done it. I had him all week, and I still think he's in the Matrix. Like, yes, the pass rush is going to be flying around him, but the game is moving so slowly for him. He just seems to be moving one or two steps ahead where it just doesn't bother him. And he's in slow motion, and the rest of the game's moving fast. He's amazing, and I think they're going to both go over 300. That's an extra more for you.
I love that.
Extra more.
Cynthia, Josh Allen, same number, more or less than 297.5 yards passing.
Ting.
Oh!
Don't be careful. It's not a knock on Josh Allen. This is a fact. Josh Allen can use his legs. The man runs the football. If he has to, that football gets out of his hands like on the run. It's not always necessarily going to be all of these deep passes. They have to mix it up a little bit to exploit the weaknesses in this Chiefs defense. So it's not. What do you? Oh my gosh.
Oh, just that throw.
I mean, he's an expert deep thrower. Let's be clear. He throws the fastest football in the game. Do you know how many miles per hour this is?
Fast.
61.
That's
Do you know how many
fast.
the other
Miles
guys
per
throw?
hour?
55.
That's less than 61.
61 miles per hour. Wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
It's too fast. It's not.
But he can also use his legs. So it's just
He's a talented guy.
exactly.
Patrick, more or less than half a touchdown for Travis Kelce, who just
Half.
absolutely balled out. This is
Please turn that number to 1.5. Somebody.
Look at these numbers.
We're making it easy on me. Well, hard on me because I'm going to say that Travis Kelce is going to score a touchdown.
What?
And here's why.
Take that out of his
It has
hand.
nothing to do with Travis Kelce. It has
I'm
everything
not
to
a
do
bully.
with Leslie Frazier. It has everything to do with the fact that the other options are Juju Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman. I just think Leslie Frazier is not going to do what the Raiders did, and somebody else is going to have to score a touchdown. I think that Travis Kelce will be covered. It's going to be difficult, but yeah, it's just I trust this number one pass defense to not have, maybe Nate Gray, maybe Jody Fortson, maybe Jerick McKinnon score a touchdown.
We're sending Cynthia after you after this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Bully time.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
Okay, Greg.
tough. Yeah.
What even is that? Will Stephon Diggs
grass,
have more
clearly.
or less than 80? Should we play some golf?
Okay, I'm going to go more
87.5 receiving
for
yards.
Stephon Diggs. And it's
Yeah.
one of the reasons I picked the Bills in this game. The secondary for the Chiefs is still banged up. Rashad Fenton out for this game. They hoped that they'd get their top pick, Trent McDuffie, back. In this game, not so much. At some point, they got Mooney Ward over in San Francisco. You're missing all your best cornerbacks. It's going to come back to haunt you, I think, in this matchup specifically
I
against
think
the
you're on a nickname basis with him. No Charvarius for you.
Okay, Charvarius Ward has asked the populace to call him Mooney.
Mooney.
Who am I?
Okay, I like that.
And just like Gabe Davis. He used to be a different name, but now we call him Gabe.
Okay. Well, speaking of, Patrick, Gabe Davis had more than 55.5 yards on one catch last week. Will he have more than that this week?
In a game? I get the whole game? Yeah, I'm going to take more just because we've all got bananas amounts of points in this game, and I think if the Buffalo Bills are going to score that much, then yeah, Gabe Davis is not just going to pass 56 yards. I think he crests 100 in this one. Both he and Stephon go big.
Okay, I love this next one, Cynthia. More or less than 60.5 minutes of football. Where will there be overtime?
Okay, so I did some math on this overtime. It is the best probability of going to overtime that I have for any game this week. It's
Very interesting.
0.06%, so that's not very high. If you think it's yes, you have to believe it's yes 7% of the time. If you don't, then maybe just step. these are the two best teams in football. If I did power rankings like Dan Hanzus, they would be 1 and 2. And I think that this is a game who I'd love extra points for or extra minutes for, but I don't think it's very low.
Give us more time. Give us more time. Please, more football. All of the football.
This is AFC Championship
Now,
game.
what if there was a
60 more games.
kickoff return touchdown in overtime? Les would still hit.
I want more.
There you go.
Exactly. Thanks for the caveat, you know? Glad.
Okay, on the other side of the break, we are going to call it in the air. We are talking about games that could, we don't really know. Go either way. We're calling it in the air. Coming up, don't go anywhere.
The little secret is
Nowhere.
we don't know
Or
any of
Cynthia
the
will
games.
find out.
Get your game day started Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern with the return of NFL Game Day Morning. It's a rematch of last year's Game of the Year on Sunday in Kansas City. It's also the rare instance where both quarterbacks will be happy to take a trip to Warner's Corner. Kurt breaks down Allen versus Mahomes. And it's a monster NFC East matchup in Philly when the 4-1 Cowboys take on the lone remaining undefeated team, the Eagles. Before he sets his sights on Jalen Hurts, Micah Parsons heads to the film room with Luke Kuechly.
Once you see daylight, you just got to rip and go.
Elsewhere in the NFC East, the Giants are off to a surprising 4-1 start, thanks in large part to the resurgence of Saquon. Mooch will explain what Big Blue needs to do to beat Baltimore. All that and so much more Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
All right, we will see you bright and early on Sunday. In the meantime, here's what Cynthia's model has as the top win projections this week. I don't know that there are any massive surprises here, including at the top, Bucks over the Steelers.
I do want to give like a little love to Kenny Pickett here because remember during the draft process we talked about are his hands too small? Can he throw the deep ball, etc.
That sounded exactly like
Why did
Greg.
everyone talk like that? That's what
I mean,
It rhymed, too.
it is exactly what people were talking like. If you think I'm wrong, we can go back and find a lot of.
I think he looks pretty good.
He was throwing outside the numbers. That's a harder pass to throw, and he was completing them. And by the way, he was under a ton of pressure in a very unfavorable game script and still completing these hard passes. I don't think that the challenge gets any easier against the Bucks, but if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm excited and encouraged, and there's a lot of things to be happy about here.
There you go. I
Just
like
maybe
it.
not the outcome of this game.
Yeah.
Credit where small hand credit is due.
I have
Time
small hands too.
to call it in the air. Greg, we talked about a game Cynthia's very confident in. What is one you are not so sure about this week? One that could go either way.
Okay, she's confident in Falcons 49ers being very heavy. I'm to the 49ers. I'm not. I think
Well,
the
I was like,
Falcons
heavy.
are spicy, and I think the Falcons are going to keep this game really close. Like, their running game, very spicy. They're one of the few teams I think could run on San Francisco, who's been on this 2-game road trip where they're hanging out in West Virginia for the week, and they lost Nick Bosa. Their entire Week 1 starting defensive line is out. And that's pretty problematic. And the Falcons aren't just like a little bit spicy. They're like, I'm going to go to Koreatown, and you better not order spicy. You better order medium, because even medium is spicy. That's what they are.
I like if you see what Dean P says about like after it, he credits his wife for keeping him from saying anything wrong. She was my volleyball coach growing up, so I can tell you she is one heck of a lady.
He's pretty spicy.
I love it. Melody helped him out, you know?
There you go.
I'm looking at this Jags Colts game, and there's just not a lot of things for me to feel great about because I picked the Jags running away from the Texans last week, but for the second week in a row, Trevor Lawrence really had some problems. The past couple of weeks, he's completing 51% of his passes. He's got 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. His passer rating has dropped almost 40 points. And there's some balls that had chances for scores that were just airmailed or going into the dirt. And I would love to pick the Jags, and I did pick the Jags.
You did.
But do I feel great about it?
No, you don't.
Rachel, I don't.
All of our scores are pretty close, especially Cynthia's, just by 1 point. Okay, call me spicy.
Spicy.
Let's talk
Spicy.
about this game for a second. I could see there is a world in which the Jets upset the Packers.
I'm with you.
Okay?
I'm with you. We have the same
We've
score.
got a couple of us have close scores. I have 27-24. Listen, the Packers blew it in London with the Giants coming back. Just the week before, the Patriots with 2 backup quarterbacks took this team into overtime. they have not really been coming out strong. I know the Packers usually hit it eventually and they get rolling. I just don't know. I think that I'm leaving the door open.
I think pre-game, Aaron's not going to come talk to you this week instead of last week. You know, you did a little interview with him. Oh wait, it wasn't him. It was
the doppelganger. But maybe if it was the real Aaron, he would have gotten a good luck charm.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
How about that? Sin, do you have
I think this Dallas and Philadelphia game could be one where I think we could see something strange happen, like just a coin flip to me. I do think that the Eagles come out on top, but I only have a 2-point win in this matchup. I know that the big playability is there on side of the Eagles, which is why I have the Eagles winning, but this defense feels a little scary. And if I'm Jalen Hurts and we saw what happened, remember the beginning of that Jags game and you saw a lot of interesting interceptions? I know that the weather was a factor there, and that doesn't necessarily figure to be the case here, but there's something about these two hate each other. These teams do not like each other. It is an interesting rivalry. This is a really good, hyped up defense.
Yes.
This one feels a little, my gut's giving me a little something on that one.
Okay, well done. Cancer screening can help prevent and detect a number of cancers early, which often means less intense and more successful treatment. If you don't know where you can get screened, the NFL and the American Cancer Society can help. Visit NFL.com/crucial catch or text catch to 635-635 to find your local cancer screening center and additional screening resources. All right, coming up on the other side of the break, it is time to write this down. Something we are feeling very strong about. So get your notepad, your pen, or just pull up your phone and write this down. Cynthia's gonna make you.